Hello and welcome back, everyone. It's Alexandra Minto here. And how is everyone today? I am very excited and I feel very privileged about the session today because we have, as some of you know, we have a very special guest joining us today. Satish Verma, the CEO and president of Think and Grow Rich Institution, will spend some time with us today in few minutes, and he's going to share with you with some incredible stories of his life, his experience with Think and Grow Rich philosophy. And I am truly grateful for this opportunity. So I hope you are as excited as I am, and I know some of you are because we've been talking about it for some time now. And what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about our topic, which is number one cause of failure. So we're going to spend about 10-15 minutes to talk about this topic, and then Satish will join us in our session today right afterwards. So because we have so much to cover today and we have so many incredible and exciting information to share with you, let's just jump straight into it. So first of all, I wanted to congratulate every single one of you who have completed their homework. I know some of you have texted me separately saying you were working on it, you're not posting it in a group for certain reasons. I know some of you are very committed and you've posted it even last minute. Just like you said, it's better late than never. So once again, congratulations to every single one of you who is taking those steps closer to your goal and to your vision. Because as you remember, guys, it's all about taking action. It's all about application of everything that we learn. So those of you who have been with us for some time, and especially from the beginning of this week, congratulations. You are the ones who are committed. You're committed to be here every single day. And that is, again, action shows where you are programmed, where is your desire. So I really wanted to congratulate you, your commitment, your time. And we are so happy and privileged to be here with you and to have this opportunity to share this incredible information with you. This information that we have been sharing so far this week is life-changing. I can speak from my experience. It has changed my life dramatically. The quantum leap strategy is one of the parts of what we teach here in our group, and this is possible in your life every time when you make a decision to make it happen. And once again, it doesn't require any more effort and any more extra time. So it's absolutely incredible, but it does require a different way of thinking. It requires you to be willing to take different approach when it comes to your success, unconventional approach. It also requires you to act before you are ready, and it also requires you to take certain risks. So for those of you who are joining us today, and we have so many people who have joined us in the past 24 hours, welcome, and also congratulations, because your life will never be the same. We have spent years and years of studies and experience to put together this material, not only through my mentor, who is now 87, and he spent 60 plus years of studying this material, and he taught me one-on-one sessions how to teach this material. And I've also explored and experienced some quantum leaps in my life. So now I have the privilege to share it with you guys. So this is your shortcut to your success. So you should be so happy that you're literally getting so many incredible information in a very speedy workshop. So today we are talking about number one fear of failure. How many of you, what would you say is number one fear of failure? So let us know, guys, what are your thoughts? And also, as some of you have already actioned it, please do say hello in the chat box. You know the drill. You've been with us for a while, so you know that please do say hello in the chat box. And for those of you who are watching us as a replay, please do put hashtag replay. And now, when you think about your goal, when you think about your success, when you think about your vision and your desire, and most of you here, I would say majority, are here in this group for a reason, because you know there is something more out there. You want to be better, you want to get better, you want to have more and be more. So each and one of you has that desire to improve their life. And some of you has already taken certain steps to do so. So some of you have already made certain decisions, taken certain risks. Some of you, perhaps you have beautiful dreams, desires. You really want to make that life better for you financially or personally. And maybe there's something that's holding you back. Maybe you keep thinking about what is that you truly want and desire. That thought never leaves you. And then there's something that's pulling you back to your safety zone. What do you think is stopping most of people from achieving that crazy success? And I'm not just talking about progression in life. I'm not just talking about increasing their income bit by bit, gradually. I'm not talking about that. If you've been with us for a while, and especially this week, you know that we're talking about quantum leaps. And quantum leap is when you jump few levels up without further effort or time. So creating quantum leap in your life is literally just like, whoo, you doubled your income. You tripled your income in a relatively short period of time. Maybe you created time freedom. Maybe you don't work as much as you used to. That's a quantum leap. When you've done something exponentially and you shocked yourself. You absolutely could not believe what just happened. That is when you experience quantum leap. So this is what we talk about, creating those really crazy results, something that you will be astonished, something that you will be amazed what you are actually capable of doing. So we don't talk about just a gradual progress, a gradual working hard, none of this. That's not a quantum leap. So what do you guys think, based perhaps on your own experience, what do you believe is number one cause of failure? Maybe in your situation, maybe in people's that you were watching or know. Let me know what your thoughts are. So let me just see some of your responses here. Okay, so we've got so many of you joined, really absolutely amazing. Hello, Ciso, Joanne, Magdalena, Tina, Kevin, really great to have you with us, absolutely wonderful. Such a pleasure to have you with us. Hamid, excellent. Nicole, so great to have you with us. So let us know, what do you believe is number one cause of failure? What do you believe is holding you back, or majority of people back, from achieving that quantum leap, from jumping the few levels up, from going after that dream that they truly desire? What do you think that is? So I'm just going to wait for a few answers because I really want to hear from you guys. I want to know where you are with your awareness, with your thoughts. So please do share with us, okay, in the chat box. So Kevin says, failure is just a barrier to progress. I love that. Absolutely true. Nicole says, fear. Priscilla says, hello, Priscilla, staying in our comfort zone. Absolutely, yes. Hamid says, fear of the unknown. Yes, guys, you got it. So number one cause of failure is fear. Fear from the unknown, fear from failure, fear from what's the worst that could happen. So before people even go into or towards their goal, they actually have that doubt and worry that enters their mind. And when they internalize that, it affects their decision because it goes onto their emotional mind, which is their subconscious mind. So, what I'm going to share with you very quickly, like I said to you, this is a topic we could easily talk for about an hour to go really deeper when it comes to fear. But today we're just going to explain it quite briefly, right to the point, and then we're going to have Satish joining us in about 5 minutes, and then we're going to wrap up with the summary. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to share some screen with you right now, just so you can see a drawing that will help you to understand what I mean. So now if you look at the stick person, as you can see on the screen, and let me know if you can see the screen. Yes, you can. Thank you so much, guys. So this stick person, as you may remember from yesterday, represents each and one of you. So the big circle right here is your mind, conscious mind and subconscious mind. Now, what's happening in a moment of when you're just about to make a decision? So you've been thinking about that dream, the goal, maybe you wrote a plan of action and you're just about to take those steps, maybe invest in a business, maybe invest in yourself, maybe become a business partner with someone, and you're just about to make it happen. Then what happens in majority of cases, worry and doubt enters your mind. So I know there is a lot of going on this drawing, so I don't want you to get too distracted, but what I would like you to focus on is only the left hand side, which is ignorance, worry, and doubt. And then I'll point you to the right hand side, which is the solution. So when you are about to make a new move, when you're about to act on your dreams, because you're going into the unknown territory, there's no certainty, there's no guarantee, worry and doubt comes in. That's what happens. It's just very natural. Worry and doubt happens in your conscious mind, is your intellect. So what it means is that you actually can reject it. But what happens in majority of cases, they internalize it, they chew on it, they really think about what's the worst that might happen. And then when you internalize it, when you think about what if I fail, what if I lose the money, what if it doesn't work out for me, what if, that doubt and worry gets internalized. It goes into your subconscious mind. As you may remember from yesterday, your subconscious mind is this powerhouse, 96% of your mind, and that fear feels so real because now it's in your emotional mind. So you can really feel it. You think, I'm not gonna make it happen. I don't want to do this. You are almost paralyzed. And that fear, because it's in your subconscious mind has almost an exclusive control over your behavior. That fear controls your body. So you not only in a very negative vibration that in long term leads on to anxiety, depression, disease, disintegration, but that fear has impacted your decision-making process. You basically talk yourself out of it, and your brain, trying to protect you, talks you out of it, and it pulls you back into your comfort zone because it feels good. That's what happens in majority of cases because people do not understand what fear is. Just like Kevin said, there is no success without failure, without fear, right? So it's the right understanding of fear. If you allow this to happen, it's simply lack of understanding what's going on in your own mind. Now, I would like you to go on the right hand side, and the solution is knowledge and increase awareness. This is where you have the understanding that fear is a part of growth, that if you go into the unknown territory, if you take high risk, certain risks, fear kicks in, but fear is actually good. Fear is what will stop you from progressing, but knowledge and understanding builds up faith, creates faith, because you have faith in the process, you have faith, and understanding in yourself. And that can only happen, as you can see on the right hand side, through understanding, through study. So when you understand yourself, when you study about yourself, your mind, what happens during all sorts of circumstances, the faith is created. Faith is understanding who you are and what you are able of do. So when you have the understanding, when you have awareness, you are feeling good, your feeling good is expressed, and you are at ease, your body is at ease, your energy is accelerated, and this is growth. This is what is constituting to growth. So this is very important to have this understanding that fear is a part of growth. And you will never, ever push through that comfort zone without faith. Faith in yourself, in your abilities, faith in the process. And all of this comes from understanding, and that comes from studies. Now, even though I could talk about this topic for another hour because I absolutely love it, what we're going to do is we're going to bring our special guest today, Satish, who is joining us right now, and we'll talk about the process of success, the process of pushing through that fear, perhaps through many different circumstances that happen in our life. And this is where we're going to help you guys to understand what you can do in your life to succeed and create quantum leaps. Satish, welcome, and thank you so much for being here with us today. It's such a pleasure. We've been talking about this event for days now. Our audience is absolutely excited, so thank you so much for being here and joining this call.
So my absolute pleasure. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you very well. Thank you.
Very well, very well, very
So,
well.
Satish, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do now, and what's your specialty?
Uh, right now, what I do is I basically work with the Napoleon Foundation. Napoleon Hill was the one of the greatest author in personal development. I work for the foundation. I teach a lot of courses designed by Napoleon Hill Foundation in almost every country in the world. Okay. So we conduct seminars, workshops. We teach them the real essence of Think and Grow Rich. See, Think and Grow Rich is a philosophy. And sometimes it's very hard to understand the philosophy unless somebody guides you through. Make sense? So so what we have done, we have really simplified everything about what Napoleon Hill has taught us and brought to this world, and we find that it has been very effective for people once they apply and understand the principles. And I see a lot of people who just give up on Think and Grow Rich because they really don't understand the essence of this. They say it's all about making money, all about making money, but that's not the case. You know, and I know that, right? So we want to bring home to people Think and Grow. It's not about making money, it's about something else. It's beyond. And once we explain to them, they get mesmerized with the philosophy, and then they take part in the philosophy, and it definitely changes their lives. And I'm doing it for about 30 years. I'm involved with the Napoleon Foundation. So that's what I do. And
And
I feel very blessed. That's all. Let's put it this way.
it's an incredible opportunity that you have right now, that you've worked with this philosophy for 30 years, and now you are the CEO and the president of Napoleon Hill Foundation, which is absolutely incredible. Could you tell us a little bit, how did you start with Think and Grow Rich? Who introduced you to that? What has changed in your own life since you
Mhm.
started studying those principles for yourself?
Yes. Most turning points in our lives come to us totally unexpected time, in unexpected ways, and at unexpected places. So, yourself and other people who are joining you, that also may be the moment, unexpected, like, never expect this will ever happen, that I'll be talking to them, right?
Mhm.
So I came to Canada about 47 years ago as a student, and looking for more better opportunities from India, right? And I came here to make money. Okay, let's put it this way, right? And I made a lot of money. I just made money. I didn't make anything else about myself. This was the problem. So what happened? I lost the entire money in a flash about 30 years ago. It was like a wiped out overnight. I made a wrong judgment and invested in a place, and it disappeared. So imagine you coming home with two children and a wife to support, and tell them everything's gone. Like, how would you feel? And I'm relatively educated person. I've done my master's degree in literature and minor in psychology, and I am totally lost at this moment. And somebody told me at that time, I met somebody, they said, why don't you read Think and Grow Rich? Now, this is very, just like a turning point comes to your life. So I went to the bookstore, I bought a paperback edition for about $3 or $4. That was the price at that time. And I'm flipping through the pages. I'm not even reading the book. Okay. And somehow, even flipping through the pages, it's feeling good. It's feeling different. And I'll share that with you why I felt that different. I felt different. It's a very like mesmerizing story. It's uncanny things. I'm going to tell you why I felt that way. So I on the last page of the book, there was an address on Napoleon Foundation. And I had just declared bankruptcy. Understand this thing. I had lost all the money. I still owed bank another $500,000, and I had no way to support anybody. And I had only $500 left in my bank account at that moment. So um, the last page, Napoleon Foundation, they said, we offer a course on Think and Grow Rich. I said, oh my God, I want a quick fix. I want to take the course quickly so that I can get on with my life. And I called them, and they said, the cost of the course is about $300, something like this in those days. And I had only $500 left in the bank. And imagine convincing my wife, think about this, to give me $300 for the course. And one thing, I don't know if your audience can relate to this or not, but I tell you something. When you lose everything materially, everybody becomes your advisor. Everybody thinks that you are dumb, you are stupid, you don't have any intellect, you lost everything. Everybody comes, they have never made anything in their own lives, right? So they keep on advising you, oh no, you are going to spend another $300. You have still to pay your rent and all this. At that time, you have only one friend. Listen to your inner self at that moment. Listen to your inner self, see what it is telling you. That gut feeling, somehow it made me feel that I must invest into this course, and it is going to be great for me. So I finally convinced my wife, and I sent $300 to this foundation to send me the course. In those days, think about this, there was no uh, internet, right?
Mhm.
And fax machine had just started to come in at that time, just at that moment. Okay. And I am uh, they would offer you this course through correspondence, and they send me the first lesson. So once you answer the questions, and then they will send you the next one if you pass. So I got my first lesson, and that was the turning point in my life. That's it. So first lesson comes to me. It said something I want to share with everybody, and anybody who's listening, listen to this very carefully, what I'm telling you, because every word I'm going to speak to you may real prove to be a turning point in your life. It may be very valuable to you because I've experienced this. I know this. That's how it works. It said success in life is a game. First word it said. And any game that you want to win in life, you must know the rules. Oh, I thought for me, success was money, making money. I said, well, I knew all the rules. What the heck they are talking about? Rules. Then it said, no school, no university, no college will ever teach you those rules. They will never teach you how to develop a positive mental attitude. They will never teach you how to handle adversities and failures in your life. Okay. They will never teach you how to inspire yourself and inspire others. They will never teach you how to have your own personal initiative. They will never teach you how you can connect with a higher source to support you. To support you. Okay. And I'm reading all this. I said, but all they give you a piece of paper after you graduate, which doesn't mean anything. So I said, oh, these are the rules of the games. So I kept on reading. I felt fascinated. I said, yeah, let me see what the rules are. Then it says something very profound. It took me a while to understand what they were talking about. They said there are man made laws and mind made laws. Think about this, mind made laws and man made laws. He said mind made laws always supersede man made laws.
Mhm.
And you can breach man made law. You can go 60 kilometers speed in a 40 kilometer zone. You may or may not get the ticket. Understand this thing. But if you breach the mind made law, you will always be punished. Okay. But if you follow the mind made law, you will always be rewarded. There's no question about it.
Beautiful.
So, so what I did, it took me a while to understand this. Then I said, wait a minute, just 1 second. Something just hit like a bolt of lightning to me. I had just declared bankruptcy. I had just, like everybody is telling me, for 6 years, no bank is going to give me any credit. No bank is going to going to give me any money if I want to borrow to invest or anything. So for 6 years, I will have to live on my regular everyday earnings, which is very difficult in anywhere. If no bank is going to give you any money, how you're going to buy a property, how you're going to start a business, nothing. I said, just 1 second, I just read something. I said, there are mind-made laws and man-made laws. I said, but that's a man-made law that I cannot have, my credit cannot be repaired for 6 years, but that's man-made law. But if my mind said I can be out of bankruptcy in 6 months, I should be able to get out of bankruptcy in 6 months, right? So I
Mhm.
made up my mind. I said, okay, wait a minute. I'm going to be out of bankruptcy in 6 months, no matter what. And I'm going to follow every line that score says, dot every I, cross every T, and I'm going to do this no matter what. And guess what, Alex? I was out of bankruptcy in 6 months. And
Incredible.
it made, after that, it made me millions. I said, oh, wow. And once I started to see the impact of Think and Grow Rich in my life, I said, one day I'm going to teach this philosophy to the whole world. And guess what I'm doing? That's exactly what I'm doing, right? So I bought the rights to teach Think and Grow Rich with a blank check. I went to Napoleon Foundation. I said, listen, here's the check. This is what I want. And they were totally surprised. That's how much faith I had in this philosophy. I said, if it works for me, it can work for every human being on this planet. Make sense?
It's amazing. Absolutely incredible.
So this is what Think and Grow Rich is about. It had nothing to do with making money. See, Think and Grow Rich is people even don't know what this is about.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a system of self-management based on certain rules. But if you follow the rules, the results will be as accurate as as the results of mathematics are. That's how accurate these rules are. And it's not about making money, but once you know the rule, you can make as much money as as you want.
Yeah. It's about having that rich life, isn't it? In
Yeah,
any area you want. If you
absolutely,
want
absolutely.
relationships, you've got rich relationships. If you have the health, you've got rich health. So it's having that rich mindset and then go after
Yes,
whatever
yes,
you desire.
yes. Strange thing is, Alexis, I every time I think about what happened because of Think and Grow Rich, it inspires me. It inspires me to the point I want to inspire everyone. I want to teach them. I say, listen, do this is going to change your life. You
Mhm.
are going to have a very peaceful, healthy, and wealthy life. Okay, if you follow these rules to the T. Okay, so Think and Grow Rich is what it does to you is this: it develops in you a kind of auto success reflex. Let me use this terminology. Napoleon used this terminology I'm sharing with all of you. It develops once you follow the rules, it will develop in you a kind of auto success reflex. That means anytime you're stuck with a problem, you're able to find the solution.
That's it.
So basically, there are no problems now because
Mhm.
if you're able to find the solution, then what seems to be the problem?
Absolutely.
So imagine this thing. Again, this is kind of spirituality in personal development. Like you feel different. Will you believe? Few years ago, I was delivering a course on Think and Grow Rich in one of the cities in Canada, and the 30 years ago, the banker who forced me into bankruptcy was taking my course. So Think and Grow Rich, it's mystical.
It is.
It's not just a book that has been written, and I want to share with audience why I felt so different when I was touching this book, when I was flipping through the pages. I want to share that story with everyone. I found the story later on. I had no idea what it was doing to me. When Napoleon Hill was writing this book in Think and Grow Rich, he was working as advisor to President Roosevelt at that time in the White House. And that time we were going through the same kind of economic situation, like we went through pandemic, even worse than that. Unemployment was very high. A lot of people didn't have money. Banks have been closing. Country was going through depression. It wasn't a recession, it was total depression. And even the president was negative, his advisors were negative, all the people around even the religious places turned negative, education system was negative. So when he wrote this book, he was in the White House writing this book, and everybody around him was negative. And he was writing this wonderful philosophy. And every day publisher will call him. He would say, Napoleon, when are you going to send us the manuscript of the book we want to publish? This Think and Grow Rich. And he would not send it. You know why he would not send it? This will answer your question why this is so mystical.
Mhm.
Napoleon Hill thought that the tempo in the book is very slow. It's very negative because everybody around him was negative. When he was writing it, he felt that all those vibrations had gone into this book. And he didn't feel like sending this book to the publisher. What he did, he went away. He went away somewhere and retyped the same book word for word without changing anything, with a very different mental setup.
Incredible. Mhm.
That is the book. That's the manuscript he sent to the publisher. And later on, he said he never ever had to spend one penny to advertise that book because every word in the book was so positive. It had different power that went into that book.
Mhm.
Imagine 20 years of research had gone with so much positivity, and still up to this date, 125 million copies have been sold of this book.
Exactly. He's basically followed his own principles, isn't it? Because he writes about the energy, he writes about how we are affected by energy. And
Yes,
like
yes.
Einstein used to say, energy, they're all there is. So he
Yeah.
understood that it has to be shifted.
This is the power. That's how you feel different when you read the book.
Mhm.
I have a book signed by Napoleon Hill himself, which was given by the foundation. Every time you see his signature, every time you see there's some kind of power,
Mm-hmm.
you feel. And so then it had tremendous impact on my life. And also wherever we deliver the course, wherever we deliver the seminars, people feel there is something, the presence of somebody else in the classroom.
That's it.
So that's the power this think and grow rich has.
I
You
can, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
can totally believe this
yeah.
because this is like you say, there's a different shift. Is not only when you speak to certain people who are very aware, they have a
Yeah.
different energy. That energy impacts you,
Sure, sure, sure.
and just like Napoleon used to say that he used to mastermind with people who were long gone, but he
Hmm.
could feel the presence. So
Yeah.
there's definitely in energy something
Yeah.
very powerful. Something I would love to ask you, Satish, is Napoleon also writes about it in Think and Grow Rich, and this is today's topic. And today's topic in our session is number one, fear of failure. And Napoleon wrote about it, and he said it was fear from failure, fear from losing money. And have you experienced that fear in your journey? And if you have, how did you deal with it? What made you stronger to actually go and push through that fear? Because this is something that stops majority of people from
Mhm.
going after what they truly desire. They want to make a move, they're ready to nearly go, and fear kicks in and they go back to the safety zone.
Mhm.
How do you deal with it?
Thank you for asking me this question. As Napoleon Hill talks about six basic fear of poverty, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love, fear of old age, fear of death, fear of criticism. He talks about these six basic fears. Okay. And also, when you come to this chapter of fear, you have to go back into the book or his other works he has written. As I said, I've done my PhD in Napoleon Hill's philosophy, right? He
Mhm.
says there are two things which control human beings. Number one is your memory, and number two is your imagination. Okay, memory is all the impression you have stored from your childhood that has made you. Okay, so those impressions can be erased. Those impression can change. As he talks about, he says uh, every human being is product of two things. Number one is their physical heredity and their social heredity. He said physical heredity is something, the way I look, the color of my skin, I inherited from my ancestors, right? My the texture of my skin, my body, the size of my body, everything. It came to passed on to me genetically. I cannot do anything about it. It is given to me uh, through my genetics. He said other thing that made me as a person is what kind of impressions I have been receiving since my childhood. Okay,
Mhm.
so if somebody has been saying that I'm dumb, I'm this, I'm that, and oh, I can never be successful. That's my memory. My mind. In one of the courses we teach about, there's a filter in our mind. What kind of filter we have developed in our mind as we are growing up? Okay,
Mhm.
that filter will keep on filtering only the information which is either negative or positive through us, and we keep on living that life. Okay, if negativity has been fed into my mind, I'll keep on living that life. But is this the reality? No, that's not the reality. I can change that filter anytime I want, right? Because I was born with a very clean filter. I had no negativity in my mind. So people keep on living their past, which he called it's your memory. You keep on living that. A second thing he talks about is your imagination. You keep on living. Imagination that has not happened. Imagination only in your own mind. It has not happened, but it's controlling you. Okay. What if I fail? Or what if we don't fail? Then what will happen? See, we can't think. What if we don't fail because of the past experience we had in our life? Makes sense now?
That's
So
it. Yeah.
unless I change that filter of my mind, I cannot get rid of my fears, right?
Hmm.
So that's imagination is sorry, fear is nothing but a thing that has been created in your own mind, and your only mind can erase it. It doesn't even exist.
That's
It's
it.
your mind that has created it. But actually, in reality, it doesn't exist because it's still way out in the future. We don't know. What if that fear you're creating in your mind doesn't exist? Then what will happen? So, unless we fix our memory, we cannot fix our imagination, because your imagination is going to run based on the memory that you have, based on the impression you have received. So the
Hmm.
fear is caused in us based on what kind of impressions, what kind of superstitions were fed into my mind, right?
That's
What
it.
kind of religious teachings were fed into my mind? What kind of what did I learn in my education system? What parents did to me as I was growing up, right? So that's what's going to determine if my fears are real or genuine, right? So I
Mhm.
can also at the same time talk about, oh, I have absolute faith. What is faith? Faith is something you know it exists, but haven't seen it, right? It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the understanding, isn't it? You understand, you have that faith based on studies.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
You know this. Yes, there. It's just like if I have an apple seed in my hand, okay, I have absolute faith that when I plant in the ground, it's going to grow into an apple tree.
That's it.
That's faith.
Hmm.
I so in my thought process, I also have my thought is also like a seed. If I don't have that kind of faith and I don't plant it, don't nurture it, don't give the sunshine, don't water it, it will never grow into a tree. Make
That's it.
sense?
Absolutely.
So,
And
so,
mhm,
so in the future, the faith exists in the future, but you know it exists.
that's it.
You're so sure it exists. But fear, you don't even know. Think about the past. How many times you were afraid to do? You were fearful of something that had never even happened in your life.
Very true.
95% of the time, it has not happened. So why I should fear that this is what's going to happen in my life? Why should I fear? So because my past heredity is taking me in that direction that I have to be fearful of my future.
Mhm. Very true.
It doesn't even exist. Yes, did I experience this thing in my life? Yes, until I took the course. You know, now I really don't care. I'll tell you, life is powerful. You become cautious, but you don't become fearful.
That's it. Because now you have that awareness and understanding, isn't it? When you study for so long, when you're surrounded with this
Sure,
information for
sure.
decades,
Yeah.
you basically are changing your mentality, you're shifting your understanding because you are
Uh,
reprogramming your mind.
yeah.
And I know you're going to go very soon, but I have one more question for you and also our audience. If there's any questions from our audience, please let us know in the chat box. So we have a few minutes left with Satish, guys. So if you do have any questions for Satish, please do put it in the chat box. And from me as when you began 30 years ago, that was, like you said, such a huge move. That was just you deciding to put into action pretty much your last money. Do
Yes.
you remember the moment? What made you to take that step? How did you have the faith, or how did you push through that fear of the risk? Because that could have been a risk as well.
Mhm.
How did you deal with that back then? Because now we all know it's a very different mindset, just like I have a very different mindset now than 6 7 years ago.
Sure, sure, sure.
But 30 years ago, do you remember what has made you to stay on track, to be committed to your decision, to take that risk, to push through that fear of pretty much investing almost everything you had?
Yes, yes. See, I had, as I said, at that moment, I had just lost a lot of money. And
Mhm.
one thing that came to my like a flash in my mind: what if this $500 had gone? What I would have done? What I would have done? So remember one thing. Late I understood. See, when your desire is strong enough to do something, nothing stands in the way.
That's it.
Even if I had no money in the bank and I had the desire to take this course, my if my gut had told me, make sure you take this course, it's going to be good for you, I bet you that many other resources would have opened up for me.
Mhm. Beautiful.
See, Napoleon Hill talks about, he said, you're with a strong desire in mind, your mind becomes like a magnet. It draws to you the people and the circumstances and the situation which you need at that moment to manifest that thought into reality. You don't have to look for them. They are drawn to you.
Mhm.
They are drawn to you. You don't have. So this is what I learned later on. These audience, let me tell you, the minute you set your intentions, okay, you will see that everybody is coming to your aid. Don't. But we set our intention. Oh, what if this happened? There's no what ifs. You have to be absolutely clear and clean about this. There are no what ifs. It is just there. And that's the key. That's how I felt that this course is somehow it's going to go do good to my life. This course is going to be amazing because I was flipping through the page. I said it's making a lot of sense as I'm going through the book. Makes sense. So
Absolutely.
and are also my desire. I have two children to motivation, right? Children to support. What I'm going to tell when 5 years from now, what I'm going to tell my children? Look, I went through this, and we are on welfare system. We are living on state money. Is that the option, or I should say, look, I pulled it, and people are telling me, oh, you cannot get the money from the bank, and I'm reading about the people who went bankrupt, how they made it in their lives. See, the mindset was very different.
That's
What
it.
did they do? It's a even getting out of bankruptcy and bank giving advancing me money is such a powerful story, fascinating. People cannot even imagine that this can happen in their life.
Mhm. Very true.
Okay. And it is like a as I said, it's like a magnet. You become like a magnet. You draw the things to yourself. You don't have to go to the things, they come to you.
Absolutely. Beautiful. And we have a couple of questions from our audience. One is, how do you start to develop faith when you feel you don't have any?
Why? First of all, let's determine why don't we have the faith. Again, I talked about based on your past experiences, based on your memory that you carry, the dirty memory, the toxic memory is stopping you. It is stopping you to have faith. So the key is, for example, when people take Think and Grow Rich course, first we remove that barrier. We say, let's clean your memory. It's like a new computer, right? See, remember when you were a little kid, you were just born, you were taking a lot of chances. You will fall off the bed even. You didn't care because you're never afraid of this because your mind filter was very clean until somebody came to you. Hey, wait a minute. You will hurt yourself,
That's it.
right? Even when we walk, understand this thing. First time we felt we are going to walk. Let me give a very simple example. When child starts to walk and the child falls, no parents in this world will ever say to you, they will say, yeah, oh, you're going to be good next time. Because the parents' faith in us is so strong that we will walk.
Mhm.
It's the parents' faith in us that my child is going to walk. Doesn't matter how many times he fails. And this is the reason we all walk.
That's it.
Because we are innocent. We don't have any garbage in our mind at that time. So now, but through the year, we have collected so much negativity within our own mind. Unless that is cleaned up, it's going to be a very big challenge to have faith in whatever you are going to do.
Very true.
Because that will always keep on, memories keeps on coming to you, right? It's just
Mhm.
like a virus in the computer. That's what it is. So clean that first. See what limitations you have. How you now. Next question is going to be, how do I remove my limitations? Right? That's what we are going to talk
Yeah,
about.
next question is, how do you develop desire? Because Joanne said that you've had a desire to be successful, and that's what she believes moved you towards investing in yourself because of that desire to be successful. And you were successful beforehand as well.
Yes. Yes.
So our last question, because we don't have much time, there's probably a few more, but last question is, how do you develop a desire from Joanne?
Okay. See, desire is always, see, there are, number one is we always wish for things, right? We wish for things. When you wish for things, it never comes true. Oh, I wish I could win the lottery. I wish I could do it. The wish turns into hope sometimes in our lives. And that hope comes to us because there is some kind of kindling desire. Okay, wish is wishful thinking, whereas hope has some kind of hope that it could be possible in my life. It could be possible. And how that hope becomes turned into desire, you must have a motivation. If you are not, if you are, whatever you wish in life, whatever you desire in our life, sorry, whatever you wish in life, whatever you hope in life, if you don't have a motivation behind that hope,
Mhm.
you will never ever have a desire. And when desire also doesn't mean anything, it has to be a burning desire.
Okay.
Burning desire is only when you start take action towards that desire, then it becomes a burning desire. Otherwise it's not a burning desire. So I had the burning desire to succeed. Why my Napoleon Hill talks about 10 basic motives in us. Read it very thoroughly. It cleans up everything. Number one, self-preservation, which is like, I need the money, I need to survive in this world. That's number one motive. Then he talks about love, and he explains in great length. It could be love for the family, love for the country, love for your children, love for any ideal that you have in your mind. If your desire, your thinking could be supported by love. I'm going to do this because I love my wife. um because it's there. Understand this, the motivation is there. It's not what you want is important. It's why do you want is more important.
That's it. Yes, very true.
Okay. If you don't have the desire behind your desire, the why you want that desire will never manifest in your life. It's just a wishful thinking.
Mhm.
Okay. So 10 motives he describes. So second is love. Third one, he talks about the sex. Fourth one, he talks about the legacy you want to leave behind. Next, then he talks about uh, fear. Fear is one of the motives also, right?
Mhm.
uh, Hate is one of the motives. Revenge is one of the motives. So he talks about 10 basic motives, and then another motive he talks about desire after life, desire to live after you're dead. Okay, a lot of people have that. Well, I live in heaven. So a lot of people are propelled by one of those motives. He said the more motives you have behind your desire, more motives, the quicker it will manifest in your life. But if you don't have any motive behind your desire, it's going to stay like a wishful thinking and you will not have it. A lot of people wish, oh, I wish I had $1 million. Why do you want $1 million? That's
Mhm.
the first question. Oh, I don't know. Well, if you don't know this is a wishful thinking. It's not a desire. But with $1 million, if you support that with any of those 10 motives, it's for my children, genuinely for my children, for my family, is that I'm going to go do good for my society. I'm going to make a difference in the lives of other people with this money which I need. I start this business which will go to serve people. See, you have to expand that. Last time when we talked on the phone, last time when we talked, see, a lot of people set dates in there behind their desire. I want this money by this date.
Mhm. That's true. That's
That's
another. Mhm.
that's a lot of confusion people have. Napoleon doesn't never talks about the date of that money. He said that's the date when you have provided the service. of that value. That's the date you set. That by this time I will have given this my service and I'll be receiving $1 million.
That's it. I
Right?
remember when you said it, I loved it. It just stuck in my mind since.
And you have to fall in love with that process of giving that service. So
Mm,
same way, Napoleon Hill also talks about something very important. He says we just cannot do anything with any human being who doesn't have any desire.
very true.
You
Absolutely.
can't do anything. So if you say I don't have a desire, you don't have any motive, right?
Mm,
Basically, human beings are lazy. Okay, they just don't want to do anything. Doesn't matter what happens. So to me, get out of bankruptcy, what was my motive? I'll tell you, I had so many motives. Number one, my family, right?
mm,
Number two, I need the money. I want to go back to the society. I want to go back to buy my shirt for $100, which I used to, which I could not afford for even $10 anymore. Understand this thing? That
yes.
was the motive. So I wanted recognition again. See how many motives are propelling me. I want recognition. I want the love for the love for my family, and I also wanted money so I can give something back to the community, which I never did when I made the money.
That's true.
So three or four motives were propelling me to do this. Every time I didn't do my course properly, I say, you know what? I didn't answer my question right. I better study them over and over again. Why motor? Because I wanted to learn the rules of success.
Hmm.
Learn the rule of success was a process I had to go through to become I wanted to be. But if I say, well, let me pass this course, passing any lot of people, as you know, a lot of people write books. I am the best-selling author. This is another kind of nonsense going on in this world. And you don't even know what's in the book. You have a ghostwriter and you call yourself a best-selling author. What do you tell your own conscience? Let me ask this question to those people, that I am the best-selling author because I concocted a whole system to get this title.
It's so true. So
Ask
true.
yourself, ask your own conscience. So if you are not honest and decent about your own improvement of your own self, how the heck you are going to make a difference in the world?
So true.
That's what really a lot of people come to Sam. I want to change the world, but but are you willing to change yourself first? Oh yeah. Okay, let's do this course then. That's the
Mhm.
starting point. But it costs money. Again, see, same excuses.
Yes.
So these people keep on living with those excuses. I'm sure you prospect a lot for your business
Yes.
when it comes to money. Maybe I'll wait, and they keep on postponing their success. All their lives they keep on postponing. What kind of nonsense is this? What kind of
Mhm.
people come to my seminar? Oh, I am the best-selling author. I say, tell me how many books did you sell? How many books did you sell? I said, why you are lying to yourself in the first place?
So true.
What accolades you want from people that you need approval for other people? Oh, I talked to the best-selling author. Why do you need that approval? But inside you don't even approve yourself. You don't know that who you are as a person. If your own integrity is on the line when you're doing something in line, you will always be on the line.
Hmm.
You'll always be in trouble. So that's the first thing Napoleon Hill teaches you through his Think and Grow Rich, through his Law of Success, and all the other works he wrote. And he had so many temptations in his own life where he could amass money, but he refused. I said, I'm going to follow this man, his philosophy, everything. And I want to be sure that I give this genuinely to those people who really need help, who really want to come out of this gutter they are living in, so they can be and do and have anything they want in their life, which is 98% of the population looking for this.
Hmm.
We are not providing, we are providing solution so we can make money. This is absolute nonsense. First, give that service. Money will come. Don't worry. My son runs a multi-million dollars company. I'll tell you something. None of the employees ever signs in when they came and when they left.
Hmm.
We just give them the checks. So this is the first thing we prepare them with the utmost integrity so they can If they cheat, let it be their business. They'll be caught one day anyway. So who cares? So we don't want to clutter our mind with few negative people, or they are going to destroy the organization. No, 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 no. If my mind is made up that my organization is going to be very strong, no power in this world can stop it. No negative human being can come near me if I'm strong enough. But we keep on, what will they say? Who are they? There's only one day. That's you. What you say, you create in your own imagination that other people are thinking. If we can get away from this, I'll tell you, this is going to be tremendous for all the people who are listening, and the life becomes very easy, very powerful, and you become like a star. No, you don't even seek any recognition, you don't need any acknowledgement. You just, because you are working with your own conscience, and you are happy, peaceful, joyful, and blissful person. That's the whole purpose of Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow is not about making money; it's about making you as a human being, so you can change your own life and change the lives of others.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful and so powerful, Satish. I don't know if you can see the chat box, but our audience is just exploding in so many positive comments. They say they love the truth. They say it's all incredible. It's so much truth in everything you say. Absolutely amazing explanation. So we have such a grateful audience, and your presence here with us today is literally such a such a gift. And I'm so privileged to not only have you here with us and to be able to present your way of thinking, because you've been studying this for 3 decades, over 3 decades. But it's just such a privilege to get to know you more and more. Every time we speak, there's something new I learn about you, and I learn so much more today than last time as well we spoke. So thank you so much, Satish, for your time.
My absolute pleasure. And by the way, we have the rights for UK. Think and Grow Rich rights. We will come one day to deliver a
Yes,
powerful workshops on Think and Grow Rich. It's like you just you are not going to be the same human being after you go through this.
I
I
know.
I assure you, and it'll be. And not only this, our purpose is not to train people. Our purpose is so they can make a difference in the lives of everybody they connect to. So
That's it.
make this world a better place. That's the whole purpose of our workshops. It's
100%.
not about making money,
To
right?
inspire more people, to help more people
Sure.
understand that there is a better choice, that they can create the
Sure.
life they really want, isn't it? That's the whole purpose. That's exactly what I've been working on since I also have learned so many great truths and principles. Think and Grow Rich, one of them as well. And that's such a beautiful job to be in, isn't it? Beautiful business to
Oh
be
my
in.
God, I can't even tell you. I sometimes don't sleep. I sleep in a hurry to get up. so,
I know.
so, because tomorrow somebody's waiting, right?
That's
And
it.
another book is coming out from the foundation, which I annotated. Is all Napoleon's works, but I annotated the book. It's coming out, Adversity and Advantage. Okay,
Like it.
and it has been just by Barnes and Nobles publishing it, like chapters people, and it's already selling, pre-selling, like there's no end. And I'm so blessed. Like you go through this, and as my final word for all the audience, I want to tell you, I grew up in the slums of India, and if I can be sitting here talking to you like this, you have a lot better things to start than I ever had in my life. Okay, so don't kid yourself, you cannot do it.
That's it.
Everything is possible. Everything is possible. The limitations are only in your own imagination. Get rid of that imagination. Develop that faith within your own self. There are no fears. Okay, and you will see how wonderful your life is going to be.
Beautiful. Beautiful summary and beautiful presence. And once again, thank you so much for your wisdom, for your time. It's
Okay,
greatly appreciated. We're very grateful, Satish. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful afternoon as well, because it's
okay,
the
yeah,
afternoon.
yeah. We are here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon here.
And it's so great to be able to connect, isn't it, online, and then connect with
Yes,
more
how
people all over
powerful
the
this.
world. I mean,
I love
this
it.
is what has come in imagination, or one of in the past.
Yeah, it
Thank
have.
you, Satish.
Always manifest,
That's
right?
it.
It's all in, yes. Okay. You
Thank
take
you,
care.
Satish.
All
Take
right.
care.
Okay.
Bye bye. See
Okay.
you soon.
Bye, everyone. All
Bye
right.
bye.
Okay.
Wow and wow. I am absolutely grateful for this privilege and for Satish being here with us today. Let us know, guys, what are your thoughts? I can literally feel the energy right here, even though I'm in the UK, Satish is in Canada. We have you lovely people all over the world. You are in US, you are in Africa, you are in Canada, UK, you are in Poland as well. It has been incredible. Like Satish was saying, the energy is everything. You feel the energy. I do truly believe that each and one of you has felt a shift. This is what we talk about when we study this information, when we learn this information. One of your questions before was faith. How do I develop faith? You develop faith through experiences like this. You develop faith through studies. You develop faith when you surround yourself with incredible people like Satish and many other who have done it for themselves first. So then they could go out and pass it on to hundreds of thousands of millions of people to help them to do the same. You develop faith because you study, because you experience, because you learn principles that worked not for one person, not for 10, but for many people who were open to receiving this information and had that desire to succeed. That's how you develop faith. Faith is knowing, knowing yourself, knowing where you're going, and knowing what you are capable of doing. And the rest is action. And the action takes that desire, that burning desire, those motives, like Satish said. I absolutely loved the explanation of this. So, just to wrap up, because it's been so great, like I said, it was absolutely a spontaneous call, and it was so great to get all this inspiration from Satish. I want you guys to really think about your life right now and the results you're creating. And today we talked about number one cause of failure, which is fear. And I would like you to really look at the areas of your life you want to improve and ask yourself, what are you afraid of? You're afraid of failing, you're afraid of investing. What are you really afraid of? Just like Satish said, the moment when you are honest with yourself, that's the moment of winning. That's the moment of freedom, because this is your starting point, so you can start moving forward. Because then when you're honest with yourself what you're really afraid of, and you know and understand that fear is literally made up in your own mind, unless it's a physical fear, unless you're literally standing at the edge of the cliff and you're about to fall, yes, that's a physical fear, that's real, but everything else is made up in your mind. You are fearful of the unknown, but you don't even know what's there waiting for you. So why don't you just switch it over and switch it on to faith? So you either choose fear or faith. It's either one or another. It's never both. And you choose with your mindset. If you have limiting beliefs, if you have limiting knowledge about yourself and your abilities, you will probably entertain that worry and doubt, and that will go into your subconscious mind, and you will fear the fear. That's what's going to stop you, block you, pull you out into the comfort zone. But on the other hand, if you start studying, if you start really falling in love with this material, if you start studying yourself, how powerful you are, how much potential you have, just like Satish said, the background he has come from, if he could do it, each and one of you can. So you choose one or another. So instead of fear, next time choose faith, bet on yourself, take a deep breath and just jump into the unknown. Create that quantum leap. Quantum leap requires you no more effort. It doesn't take you more time, but it requires you the willingness to jump into the unknown, to bet on yourself, to take certain risks. But when you're betting on yourself, you're actually going into that route that you don't even know what you can create. And if you don't take those risks, if you allow fear to stop you, you're basically putting your life on stake, because you don't even know, you will never know. If you always stay in your comfort zone, if you always stay in same old same, you will never know what you are capable of doing, because you will never check your limits, you'll never test your limits. And that's what's life about. Life about is really checking your limits, pushing through it, seeing what you're capable of doing. If you fail, you learn from it and you keep on going. And then once you improve your life, once you go through some life-changing situations, you then can help other people to do the same. So today, what I would love you to do is to spend that time, 10, 20 minutes, and make that commitment to yourself. Ask yourself what you are afraid of, what you are really afraid of. What is stopping you from going after what you truly desire? What is that you want, and what is that you're stopping you? And I want you to push through that fear. Just think about it. See what happens. See what's on the other side of the fear. Make that commitment. And I would like you guys to write it on a piece of paper. What is the number one fear in your life that's stopping you? Fear from what? And make a commitment that from now on, you're going to go through that fear, face that fear with faith in the process, in yourself. You're going to push through it to see what's on the other side of fear. And I would like you to, again, take a picture of what is the fear and your commitment that you're committing yourself to push through that fear. Post it in our group. And from all of you that will post it, we'll choose one lucky winner and we'll give you a surprise tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to choose one lucky winner if they complete homework number 3. Today, for those all of you who have completed homework number 2 after this session, we're going to announce who has won a one-on-one coaching session with me. So thank you so much for watching. We are back tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK time. And we're going to talk about another incredible topic, that one simple move that can literally solve anything in your life. So if you liked it today, you're going to love it tomorrow. And thank you so much for all your questions, for all your feedback. And if you loved it, once again, please do feel free to share with this group with your friends and family. This replay, if you've joined us today, entire replay from this workshop will be available for 2 weeks. So by end of next week, we'll take the videos down, but until then, you can watch the replays as many times as you want. You can watch it, rewatch it, you can take notes, you can make commitments. It's absolutely incredible and powerful. So thank you so much for watching. It's been such a pleasure to have you with us today. Have a wonderful end of the day. I look forward to your homework number 3. And tomorrow we're back again on day 4 with more powerful stuff. Thank you and have a beautiful day, and see you soon.